Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Greater Houston Partnership's 2010 State of the State Address. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, presented by Bria Temple, Student Council President of Incarnate Word Academy.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please join me for the Texas Pledge. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee. Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
And now, please welcome Dr. Ed Young, Senior Pastor of Second Baptist Church, for today's invocation.
Let's bow our heads for prayer together. Would you do that? Our Father, Lord in heaven, speak to us through our governor as he shares with us the state of our state. Thank you. Thank you for the privilege of being a citizen of this fabulous state we call Texas, for the natural and human resources you have given to us. As Americans in this challenging moment in history, we look to thee for guidance. O Lord, give us your unchanging wisdom. Steady us and lead us in the right paths. And Heavenly Father, place your hand upon our families, our schools, our medical community, firefighters, law enforcement personnel, those who work in the marketplace, and especially on our military who carry our flag of freedom around the world. And our elected servant leaders in Washington and Austin, in every place, I pray that you will give them insight as they make choices and make decisions. May their choices be on behalf of this nation based upon the Judeo-Christian principles as written into the Constitution by our wise and founding fathers. And Father, may we never forget thee. Remind us that we are one nation under thee. And may we, the up and outers gathered here, always demonstrate our love for the down and outers that are all around us. And remind us daily that we are blessed, not so we can enjoy more pleasures, but blessed to make a difference in the 21st century. For the food we're about to eat and the many little things that we take for granted, we thank you. Give us clear days so that we can see forever, is our prayer in Christ's name. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Executive Vice President and Chief Operating Officer of the Greater Houston Partnership, Tracy McDaniel.
Good afternoon, everyone. Again, I'd like to welcome you all to the 2010 State of the State Address. I want to thank Bria Temple from Incarnate Word Academy for leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance, and Dr. Ed Young from Second Baptist Church for his lovely prayer. The Greater Houston Partnership is the primary advocate for business in the 10-county region. Our goals are very clear. We work to ensure economic prosperity through job creation, by attracting capital investment, and by expanding foreign trade. We understand, however, that we do not operate in a vacuum. Perhaps most important to our local economy is the economic health of our great state of Texas. We created this forum to discuss this and other topics of importance to us as Texans. And who better to update us on what's going on in our great state other than our own governor, who has been gracious enough to join us here today. As most of you all know, the State of the State is one of our signature events. We are proud to be able to bring you this series of forums that hopefully will not only allow you networking opportunities, but also provide you with very useful information. The reality is just this: we are not able to bring such dynamic programming without the generous support of our sponsors. With that said, I would like to acknowledge our sponsors for today's event. They include our major sponsor today, Chevron. Our gold sponsors include BP, Capital One, ExxonMobil, Shell Oil Company, Silver Eagle Distributors, LP. Our silver sponsors today include AT&T, BBVA Compass, Dannenbaum Engineering, El Paso Corporation, GE, Harris County Department of Education, Houston Association of Realtors, KBR, Kroger Company, Memorial Hermann Healthcare System, Misher Investments, NRG Texas, All States International Inc., the Port of Houston Authority, TXU Energy, UT Health, Verizon Wireless, and Winstead PC. Please join me. I would also like to acknowledge our co-sponsor for today's event, Houston Technology Center. They also co-sponsored this morning's event, America's Energy Future. Our production partners for both events are Vision Production and LD Systems. We want to thank them for the great work that they do for us. We have quite a few board members with us today, including our chairman, Pat Oxford. Will our members of the board please stand so you can be recognized? Please enjoy your lunch, and thank you again for joining us. Our program will continue right after your meal. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Jim Grace, Partner Baker Botts, and Chair of the Greater Houston Partnerships Government Relations Advisory Committee.
Hope you all enjoyed your lunches. I'm Jim Grace. I'm Chair of the Greater Houston Partnerships Government Relations Advisory Committee. I want to welcome you to the State of the State. For the business community in our region to be successful, we must have strong relationships with our government officials. The committee I chair works to establish these relationships by advocating the Greater Houston Partnership's public policy and legislative positions. Advocacy is an important component of the Greater Houston Partnership's mission of job creation, economic development, and increasing foreign trade. We are very fortunate to have local, state, and national officials who represent us who understand the importance of nurturing a business-friendly environment. It is a pleasure to have many of those officials with us here today. From the United States Congress, we have Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee. From our state Senate, we have Senator Rodney Ellis. And Senator Tommy Williams. From our State House, we have Representative Bill Caligari. We have my state representative, Representative Ellen Cohen. Where's Ellen? And we have the voice of Woodlands football here with us today, Representative Rob Eisler. Representative Patricia Harless is here. Representative Wayne Smith. From the county, we have Judge Ed Emmett. And we have our county clerk, Beverly Kaufman, here. From the Harris County Department of Education, we have Trustee Michael Wolf. From the City of Houston, we have a few city council members. We have Council Member Brenda Stardig. And we have Council Member Mike Sullivan. And Council Member Jolanda Jones. We're pleased to have some of our regional city mayors here with us today. We have Mayor Russell Hamley from Jersey Village. We have Mayor Frank Jackson from the city of Prairie View. And Mayor James Thompson from the city of Sugar Land. And some of the council members from the regional cities are here just to make sure the mayors are doing a good job today. Jacqueline Bailey Chalmette from the city of Sugar Land is here. And from the Woodlands Township, we have Tom Campbell. And also from the Woodlands, Claude Hunter. HISD Trustee Greg Myers is here today. The Community College Board of Trustees, we have some of their trustees here today. From Lone Star College, we have Chris Daniel and Stephanie Markard. The Port of Houston commissioners are here. We have the chairman, James Edmonds, Commissioner Steve Phelps, Jim Fontino, Janice Longoria, and Elise Lanier. Our Metro Board of Directors are represented today by Bert Balafant and Christoph Spieler. The judiciary is here today. From the First Court of Appeals, we have the Honorable Michael Massengale. And from the 14th Court of Appeals, we have the Honorable Jeff Brown. Let's give all these officials one more big round of applause. Houston is home to 92 consulates, ranking us third in the nation and first in the Southwest. They're supported by a multitude of foreign trade and commercial offices, chambers of commerce, and trade associations. Consulates are invaluable to the business community as they foster trade, improve our understanding of global opportunities, and bring the world to our region's doorstep. We are privileged to be joined today by members of the Consular Corps. Would those members please stand to be recognized? I neglected to mention, my apologies, Michael Lunsford from the Houston ISD is here with us today also. We inevitably missed somebody. Anybody we missed? Anybody who'd like to be recognized? Now, please let me introduce the chairman of the Greater Houston Partnership and my good friend, Patrick Oxford.
Good afternoon. As Jim said, I'm Patrick Oxford. I'm chairman of the Greater Houston Partnership. And I don't want to steal any of Governor Perry's thunder, but the truth is, in Texas, we have it so much better than the other 49 states in the Union. For the 5th year in a row, Texas has been named as the best state in which to do business by both CNBC and Chief Executive Magazine. And both of these sources suggest that Texas, in ranking a broad range of issues, ranks ahead in natural resources, regulation policy, tax policies, quality of living, education, and infrastructure. Texas received top ratings for both transportation and economy and was also noted for its access to capital and technology and innovation, which I'm sure the governor is going to mention. Texas ranks number one among states for the value of foreign exports. We export over $168 billion in 2007, which was over a 10% increase from 2006, and has shown a steady increase over the past 4 years, ranking it as the top state exporter since 2002. And this is no accident. And Houston's success is no accident. Our success is a microcosm of Texas's success. And that's so important to your Greater Houston Partnership, as job creation, capital investment in the form of new business, and foreign investment are keys to our mission. I said this was no accident. Rick Perry has been the head of our state for the last 10 years. In fact, it'll be precisely 10 years in December, 2 months from now, during all of this period of unprecedented economic growth. Governor Perry has a unique understanding of what has made our state such a fertile region for new jobs, new business, and foreign trade. As mentioned, Governor Perry became governor on December 21st, 2000, our 47th governor. He's a fifth-generation Texan. He's gone from all of Texas, from a tenant farm in Rolling, West Texas, to the governor's office, and now our nation's second biggest state. He's the first Texas A&M graduate to occupy the governor's mansion. And let me say that again. He's the first Texas A&M graduate to occupy the governor's mansion. And he's led a life of public service ever since he was an Eagle Scout. He served in the United States Air Force and served 2 decades in elected office in our state. He's a lifetime member of American Legion Post number 75. Now, I learned something I did not know about Governor Perry, and that he met Anita at a piano recital during the elementary school years. Now, I must confess, I don't know whether the governor went there to play the piano or just to observe. But regardless, they fell in love later and married in 1982. And I've been privileged to see Governor Perry with their 2 grown children, and I can give firsthand testimony as he is a great dad. So, ladies and gentlemen, please help me in welcome Governor Rick Perry.
Thank you. Pat, thank you very much. I've shared with him that I did both of those things very well, both observed and played. And Pat, thank you for your selfless service. The list goes on and on of the ways that you have helped this state and this country and back to the city you love. And thank you for your work as the head of the partnership. And Mr. Chairman, it's good to be with you. Ed Emmett was my first chairman, and both a role model and a mentor through the years. And I asked him before I came up here, he being a Rice Owl, and I know the University of Houston Cougars are the little contest will be this weekend. I said, well, Ed, who's going to win that ball game? And he very quickly said, the Houston team. Well said, Your Honor. You can tell it's an election year. You know, Patrick, in a word, you hit the nail on the head. The state of Texas is strong. Now, with that said, we certainly have our challenges and are not immune to the global economic crisis, but we are certainly better off than most any other state, thanks to the people of the state, to our businesses, to our state's sound tax, regulatory, and educational policies. I'm confident that the right leadership and focus will keep Texas moving out of this recession and maintain our status as the best job-creating state in the nation. In fact, after leading the nation in job creation during the last decade, more than 850,000 new jobs, Texas has added more jobs this year than any other state. That's a big deal. It's a big deal, especially for those folks who started out the year without a job. If you're concerned about the impact of the global economic crisis on the upcoming budgeting process, know that your legislature and legislators are equal to the task. They have experience in making tough decisions. Texas is strong because we're willing to tackle challenges with hard work and clear priorities and fiscal discipline that can be boiled down to 4 simple rules. Number 1, we don't spend all the money. We leave dollars in a rainy day fund. And secondly, we keep our regulations predictable so employers know what to expect from day to day, from month to month, from year to year. Third, we reformed our legal system to cut down on the junk lawsuits so that employers can spend time creating jobs and doctors can focus on caring for their patients instead of defending themselves against frivolous claims at the courthouse. Fourth, we're making our schools more accountable so the workforce of tomorrow is better educated. Those simple principles have imparted stability to our economy and encouraged entrepreneurs to create jobs that have helped keep our unemployment rate about a full point lower than the national average. We've also made strategic investments in programs that rev the economic engine of our state, like the Texas Enterprise Fund and the Emerging Technology Fund, Walter. These programs send a clear message to employers that their biggest challenge in Texas will be outdoing their marketplace competitors, not fending off government that wants to take them out at the knees. Washington pretty much takes care of that for you already. Since the Enterprise Fund was created in 2003, we've helped secure more than 53,600 new Texas jobs, $14.4 billion in capital investment that John could have gone somewhere else. The Emerging Technology Fund was created to strengthen our state's high-tech economy by supporting those promising innovations during very critical phase between earliest innovation and market viability. Since its creation in 2005, the ETF has invested more than $173 million in 120 early-stage companies and an additional $161 million in research grants to Texas universities. Our ETF investments don't just make companies, they also change lives. Right now, ETF companies are commercializing cures for heart disease and cancer. These two funds have helped keep Texas on the right track, reaping the benefits of years of policy decisions that are job-friendly and fiscally disciplined. Now, the coming legislative session isn't necessarily going to be an easy one. But the legislators that are here today, that you all have been introduced to, and on both sides of the aisle, would probably agree that legislative sessions never are particularly easy. You might remember that $10 billion budget shortfall our state faced back in 2003. And rather than jack up taxes like some were pleading for us to do, We took the same approach smart business leaders take when their businesses have a shortfall. Just like you do when you sit down with your family, when the spending exceeds income. We drew a line between wants and needs. Then we cut spending. We'll take that approach again as we balance our budget, focus on our essential priorities in this state, including accountable public schools that maximize opportunity for young Texans, preparing them for the challenges of this high-tech economy we live in. We've placed a stronger incentive on those STEM subjects, science and technology, engineering, math. Those are the building blocks of high-tech success. The 51 STEM academies that we funded throughout this state are catering largely to students considered at risk. And they have done remarkably well. The success rate has been stunningly good. So I've proposed doubling the number of STEM academies, increasing our emphasis on the You Teach program so that we will have the brightest minds teaching young Texans. And as we ramp up our high-tech education, we'll not forget those students who, for whatever reason, have made the decision to drop out of our high schools. To begin with, I propose tougher laws that require any student under 18 years of age to stay in school, show and work towards that GED if they want to keep a Texas driver's license. You think about that, Dr. Young, that's pretty good incentive. As we make it harder for students to quit, we need to make it easier for dropouts to complete their education. So I propose the creation of a virtual high school that enables students to earn their diploma online. I've also proposed a $1,500 sales tax credit for every dropout that an employee helps get back into either that virtual school or into a bricks and mortar school. Give them both an incentive to go do the work to get back into school, to change their life forever. You know, when high schoolers graduate career or college ready, it improves their chances for success in life and strengthens higher education in Texas at the same time. Building on our efforts to make higher education more accessible to young Texans, we should lock in tuition rates at the freshman year level for the 4 years of a student's time in college. This will not only help parents and college students' budgets, it'll provide an incentive to finish a 4-year degree on time. And when young Texans are better educated, our workforce is more competitive, our economy even stronger. Such strength is a key priority to keeping Texans safe. I happen to think that is a compensation for Washington's failure to secure our international border. Historically, Texas and Mexico have been intertwined. We have shared cultures. We marry each other. They're our number one trading partner. As a result, it is especially difficult to watch our neighbor, our friends, and in some cases our families to the south being ripped apart by this drug-related violence. It's taken more than 28,000 innocent Mexican lives since 2006. As the death toll continues to mount and bullets from drug cartel shootouts hit the El Paso City Hall and the campus of the University of Texas, Brownsville, the need to secure our border is more important than ever. Now, fortunately, our legislature has invested more than $230 million in border security efforts over the last several years. Central to our strategy is unprecedented support from our sheriffs, our local police, our state law enforcement, our game wardens, our DPS troopers, who willingly stand between our citizens and the bad guys. In response to our efforts, criminals changed their tactics, they changed their routes. When we launched the Ranger Recon teams, and that's the continued support and the continued tactic that they can expect out of us. Until that border is fully secured, we will still be at risk for crimes against our citizens, like the one that we heard about just in the last 10 days on Lake Falcon. The death of an American citizen at the hands of armed thugs in close proximity to our border has put a family in a tailspin. And it's provided a counterpoint to those who would deny the crisis of spillover violence from Mexico. Until Washington fully engages, Texas will do what it can. And we will keep pressuring Washington to secure our southern border as a way to protect our citizens. Part of that priority includes dropping a bigger hammer on human trafficking operations in Texas. These violent felons who prey upon the hopes and dreams of the most vulnerable among us, enslaving them in lives of prostitution and organized crime. The worst offenders who commit these crimes on an ongoing basis should be subject to a new first-degree felony charge, continuous human trafficking, and the possibility of up to 99 years in prison if convicted. Such a measure would send a clear message. Representative Synfronia Thompson and I, 2 weeks ago, stood together, laid that out, Tracy, to send a clear message that those types of criminals need to think twice about exploiting the weak and the defenseless in Texas. So as we gather here today, united in our shared pride in this state, we understand that the months and the years to come are going to demand the most of us and our leaders. Now, fortunately, here in Texas, we have something that no other state can bring to bear on its problems, and that's Texans. In my view, there's no other population that's more resilient, the work ethic, or has the work history of rugged independence that we do in the great state of Texas. The strength that has helped us weather these tough times will keep our state moving forward, setting an example for the nation to follow with leaders like those represented in this room, both in government and in the private sector. Our state's prospects for future success are bright, and the state of our state will remain strong. God bless you, and through you, may God continue to bless the great state of Texas.
Thank you, Governor. What a delight to see each of you here today. And in closing, may I just say that we're very honored Governor Perry brought his State of the State to Houston. He's going to be taking it to other parts of the state, but we are the first to receive that report. So let's thank Governor Perry once again for the State of the State. Thank you, Governor Perry. We also say thanks to our wonderful sponsors today for your friendship and investment in this. We deeply appreciate that. And we also say thank you to Incarnate Word Academy, the only downtown high school that helped out with greeting at the door. Thank you all. And we'll see you in a few weeks. We'll do the state of the port and the state of the Senate. God bless you. Let's go and make it a great day.